Reuters.
Fasten your seatbelts and hold your noses.
Learn more at
A transatlantic
nissanusa.com.
Continental Airlines flight turned into a nightmare for passengers. Bathrooms on board the Ireland to Newark, New Jersey flight backed up, spilling waste throughout the passenger cabin. According to passengers, only one bathroom was partially working for 200 people on the 7-hour journey. Despite receiving a $500 voucher, one passenger was horrified.
I've never felt so offended in my life. I felt like I had been physically abused and neglected. I was forced to sit next to human excrement for 7 hours.
The day before, the same flight made an emergency stop in Ireland because the bathrooms were out of order. Lindsay Claiborne, Reuters.
To be blatantly honest, I was more nervous than I'd ever been on a flight.
When things started going wrong, Colin Brock wondered just how bad the problems would get on board the Continental Airlines 767 he was flying. He soon got his answer.
I've never felt so offended in my life. I felt like I had been physically abused and neglected. I was forced to sit next to human excrement for 7 hours.
That's after lavatories in the middle of a transatlantic flight filled with passengers started spewing sewage.
It's sickening. It's a nauseating smell. It's very uncomfortable.
It was last Wednesday afternoon when his flight left Amsterdam, but roughly 2 hours into it, the passengers were told the lavatories were out of commission, and an unplanned landing in Shannon, Ireland was made to fix the problem. A pit stop became an overnight stay. The next day, the same plane headed for its original destination of Newark, New Jersey. But just after takeoff, the sewage overflow began. This time, though, there was no turning around.
I don't know how you can say a plane needs to be grounded one day for a problem that's not as major as the problem the next day, and it doesn't qualify for being grounded.
He says there was one half-working restroom on the plane for the more than 200 people on board, and that the flight attendants, even though they were serving meal service in a stinky, unappetizing cabin, told everyone not to eat or drink too much.
But to be told that we were supposed to monitor what comes out the other end of us was insulting.
But for a long flight, that tested the strongest of constitutions.
Shame on Continental. It was the worst flight experience I have ever had.